All right, welcome back to Wmma Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with some interesting news out of One Championship. So One has announced a mixed rules bout. It's going to take place at One on Prime Video 6 on January 13th at the Impact Arena in Bangkok, Thailand. One's first venture back to Thailand since before the Black Plague hit. And this fight is going to be between Stamp Fairtex and Anissa Meksen. Very, very interesting bout here. Very dangerous proposal for, I'll say it, it's a dangerous proposal for either fighter. Either fighter could seriously get hurt here. Anyway, the format is going to be just like the mixed rules bout between Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson and Rod Tang Jitmuangnon, in that it's going to be 4 3-minute rounds. First round will be Muay Thai, second round MMA, third round Muay Thai, and fourth round MMA. Interesting in that it's going to be Muay Thai and MMA. I mean, Anissa Meksen's primarily a kickboxer. Granted, she can fight Muay Thai. She can absolutely destroy people in Muay Thai, but it's interesting that they're making it Muay Thai instead of her thing of kickboxing, considering that it's also, she's taking on Stamp, who's a Muay Thai fighter and an MMA fighter. But should make for some interesting times. Anyway, let's talk about the stats here. So let's look at the records. Stamp has a Muay Thai and kickboxing record of 63 wins, 17 losses, and 5 draws. She has an MMA record of 8-2. Now, Meksen, on the other hand, does not have an MMA record. However, she has a kickboxing and Muay Thai record of 102 wins, 5 losses. So not only does she have more fights than Stamp, she has a lot more wins as well. At least in kickboxing and Muay Thai. Now, Stamp obviously has the experience in MMA. Let's see. Stamp last fought back in March. She lost a submission to Angela Lee in an MMA bout. Meksen last fought a Muay Thai bout. She grabbed a unanimous decision win over Marie Wmma. Now, Stamp will be the younger fighter here by 10 years. She is 24 to Meksen's 34. However, Meksen's going to have the height and reach advantage. Height is 5 feet 6 inches 168 centimeters for Meksen to Stamp's 5 feet 2 inches 157 centimeters. Of course, Meksen has that reach as well, 65.4 inches 166 centimeters to 63 inches 160 centimeters for Stamp. All right, I'm just going to get straight into this now. I have multiple problems with this announcement. Okay, first off, both are already booked for later this month, September 30th. They're going to be fighting on the same event. Stamp has an MMA bout with Gian Radzuan, and Anissa Meksen is fighting Dalconfa in Muay Thai. Okay, what if either of these two fighters get hurt? Now you have them, they're out of a bout that you already had announced. Why would you announce a fight when both of them are already scheduled to fight earlier in less than a month, and you don't know that both of them will make it through those fights unscathed? It's a very risky fight for Stamp against Gian Radzuan. And I don't know anything about Dalconfa, but Meksen could just get hurt as well too. You are already putting a bout in jeopardy just by announcing it before you know what both of these ladies are going to be able to do in the future. So very irresponsible on the part of One. Also, a mixed rules bout. Listen, mixed rules bouts in 2022 are basically pointless. Okay, they've been done many, many times before, going back well over a decade. Okay, these are nothing more than a distraction. Now, I realize a lot of people especially people that were new to MMA or newer, were very impressed with the Rodtine DJ fight. I don't think this one's going to be nearly as impressive because these fighters aren't as dynamic as those two. But also, it's 2022. It's a mixed rules bout. It's silly. Okay. Why not just have them both fight in a Muay Thai fight or both fight in a kickboxing fight? Stamp held the one title in both kickboxing and Muay Thai. So why not just make it a kickboxing or Muay Thai bout? Why a mixed rules bout? This just seems pointless. Also, why does one championship continue to keep Anissa Meksen away from the title in either kickboxing or Muay Thai? Where's the kickboxing champ Janet Todd? Where is she? That's the first thing Anissa Meksen has called for and has not stopped calling for a title fight against Janet Todd. And to just further expound on that note, why does one always keep people in the dark about the situation? Why not just tell us why they can't do that? Just say, if Janet Todd's injured, just say, Janet Todd is injured, so we can't book Meksen versus Todd in a title fight. I feel like so many things about one championship, so many questions and weird conspiracy theories could just be quelled with the barest minimum of transparency. It's not hard to just say, look, Janet Todd can't fight right now, so we can't book a title fight between Todd and Meksen. It's that easy. Instead, one championship just wants to ignore these questions and just keep making these weird decisions, and all you have is people going, what are they doing? Then you got people like accusing basically Janet Todd of ducking. So you have people accusing Janet Todd of ducking. We don't necessarily know that's the situation. For all we know, she could be injured. We don't know. We just don't know because one likes to keep people in the dark. Rather than just be honest and say, well, Janet Todd's injured or whatever reason you can't make the fight. Instead of just saying it, you're just going to keep trucking along and making people ask why. Also, what is Stamp's status right now? She's currently the #1 ranked fighter at atomweight in MMA in one championship. Of course, the champion, who she just lost to, isn't even defending her title for the foreseeable future. She's going up in weight at the end of the month to challenge for the next weight class up again. So what is Stamp's status? Is she going to take a break from MMA because of this? Is she going to return to Muay Thai after this? And again, why not just make the fight Muay Thai or kickboxing? Are they afraid that Meksen's just going to murder Stamp if they make it an all stand-up affair? So they're going to make it a mixed rules bout in order to get those MMA rounds to give Stamp a chance? I don't know. And then my final question. Is Anissa Meksen the Ham Sahi of one's Muay Thai and kickboxing divisions? I mean, it's starting to seem like that. Because they're avoiding giving her the fights she wants. They're keeping her away from the title, even though that's what she's asking for. And they're keeping her like buried on the prelims and buried in these inconsequential fights. Sort of like how they're shelving Sahi Ham. I gotta say, it's sort of like that. I mean, I don't think they could keep her shelved as easily as they have Ham, but that's sort of what it seems like. She might be the Ham. Although I will say, they praise Anissa Meksen a lot more than they praise Sahi Ham. That's for sure. So anyway, those are my initial thoughts. Mixed rules bout. Stamp Fairtex versus Anissa Meksen at 1 on Prime Video 6 on January 13th. I'm not a fan of it. I just think this is silly and pointless. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, if you like the video, please give it a like. Share it as well. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to Wmma Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.